Today's video is sponsored by Into the AM. Into the AM is a men's clothing label with a huge variety of eccentric designs and products such as graphic tees, basic tees, jackets, hoodies, underwear, lounge shorts, and much more. I even have a couple items myself. They are shrink resistant, which is a breath of fresh air for someone as tall as I am, and they are extremely soft and cozy, another must for me because, you know, I like wearing clothes that actually feel good. And you can get 10% off if you use my discount code in the description box below. Be sure to check out my partners at Movie Scene Canada, and if you want to support the channel, please be sure to check out my Patreon page to take part in monthly hangout watch-alongs, watch content early, and be entered to win copies of movies every single month. Now, onto the video. Hey guys, my name is Brandon, aka the BrandoCritic. Thank you guys so much for being here. I just saw Marcel the Shell with shoes on, and I'm gonna give you my honest, no BS, non-spoiler review and tell you if it's worth a watch today. So, we have the newest A24 film, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, from Dean Fleischer Camp, and he's directed a documentary before known as Fraud. He's done a lot of TV things, a lot of shorts, and of course, this A24 film, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. And it stars him, Jenny Slate, and Isabella Rossellini, and it's about a little tiny shell with an eye, with shoes on, living in an Airbnb apartment, who's looking for his family because they left in this giant argument when the tenants accidentally took some of them away to another house. But little Marcel's here with his grandma, and he befriends this documentary filmmaker who's living in this Airbnb. So is this movie worth a watch? This is going to be a very hard question to answer because Marcel the Shell with Shoes On is so niche. It is such a niche movie that I cannot recommend it to everybody. Now, my girlfriend and I saw the premiere in downtown Vancouver on Tuesday night, and basically there were film students everywhere. I could smell them. You know, as a film school alumni myself, I could just sense the film school nature of the theater. Every single joke in this movie got an uproar. I never heard a theater that loud before for a movie like this. All of the sad moments, you could tell that everyone was crying. All the aww, everybody, aww, aww, aww. And I'm looking around, I'm like, well, it's cute, and those funny moments are funny, but it's just not my thing. However, I can look past my own personal needs and preferences and judge a movie more objectively than subjectively. And this is a good movie, but I can't recommend this movie to like my dad, right? Like my dad will see this trailer and he goes like, what's this, little shell? Nah, I don't want to watch that. So I'm thinking like liberal city, you know, people who live in a liberal city. Absolutely, someone who's artistic, people who like quirkiness, obscure, weird, kind of niche movies like this, kind of cute, heartfelt, heartwarming type of movies, then sure, I think that this is definitely a movie to watch. But if you're gonna look at this trailer and go like, why would I want to watch a movie about that? It's probably not gonna win you over because this is just not a movie that's made for you. So even though I'm going into this movie going like, you know what, this isn't really a movie for me, this is not a movie that I would normally pick to put on, I still did enjoy it. And I think a major part of that is Marcel himself. He has that same quality that like a Mickey Mouse or a Kermit the Frog or a Pikachu has. Just a little tiny cute creature that we all know and love, that we just want to be friends with. They have a ton of personality and we just want to talk with them. We want a conversation with them. We want to hang out with them. We want to be their friend. And what I like about Marcel, and one thing that this movie does very, very well, is that when talking to him, you understand his perspective on life. And because he's a shell, not a human being, he's a lot smaller, it's a completely different world. We definitely take things for granted, being the size that we are, being the types of people that we are, with brains that work in a certain way. Like there's a moment where Marcel's talking to the camera and talking about how he wants to find this car, because if he finds the car, then maybe he can find his family. And he's just like, well, if I need to find something, I'm gonna stand up really high, like on the mantelpiece. Like, where's like the human mantelpiece? Oh, we gotta go on a mountain because we gotta look really, really high and see all of the cars, right? Like that's just the logic of what a shell would do. If I need to find something, get up high and then look for it, because of the world that they know is just a little house. And she talks about how her grandmother migrated from the garage, right? That's why she has a different accent. So different shells have different accents based on the place in the house that they're originally from. I just think that's so quirky and cool. Or when Marcel's on the phone, he'll go, hey, have you ever eaten a raspberry before? You know, something so mundane to another human being is just so fascinating to a tiny little shell. So it definitely changes your perspective on life. And that's one reason why I think this movie did win me over. Because if it's just like a little shell saying like little cute things and having a little bit of a sassy personality, I'm like, okay, well, you know, this is supposed to be on YouTube, of course. This is basically the film adaptation of those little YouTube shorts from 10 years ago. But I love how this movie can expand on those bigger ideas, like about family, about how we need to be in a community to function, to survive, to feel like we are a part of something. We want to belong to something greater than ourselves. And I also love how this movie talks about change. It's gonna happen. Things are gonna change for the better, things are gonna change for the worst, but you cannot stop the change. You're gonna grow older, life's gonna happen, and things are gonna change. If you resist it, then you're really resisting life. The whole point of living is to experience things, the good and the bad, and things to constantly change about yourself and about your environment. So by resisting that, again, like I said earlier, you are resisting life. And this movie tackles that perfectly. And yes, there are some cute moments, even though I didn't find them as cute as everyone else did in the theater. There are some funny moments. There was one joke that got me to really crack up, but you know, there's a lot of funny moments, there's a lot of sassy dialogue. Again, I found it cute, I chuckled, but everyone else in the theater was just roaring in laughter. So again, I really think it's who you are. If you're a type of person who likes those weird, obscure, niche types of films like this, if you really love A24, then this is the film for you. If you don't, then this is not the movie for you. So just take that with a grain of salt. For an overall rating, this is gonna be a very short review. I know that. I don't have much to say about it, really. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. Even though I can tell you guys that this is probably not really my thing, I did enjoy it, and I could understand why so many people are raving about this movie. I understand why so many people are gonna love this movie, and I completely see why. But I can also see how people who are not into this stuff will not be into it, because I think that there's great movies out there that might be made for certain people who, you know, might look at that and go like, oh, that doesn't interest me, but yet it still wins them over by a really big degree. A movie like Tangerine, for example, I don't think this movie is one of those. So those are my quick thoughts on Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. Let me know yours down in the comment section down below. I read every single comment, the good, the bad, I read them all. And if you like this video and you want to see more videos just like it, then definitely hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.